Y'all, I have been putting off doing this video for at least 2 weeks because I had to deal with my broken heart first. And as you all can tell by the title, I'm doing a comparison and wear test against the Studio Fix powders. And if you all have not heard, MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus Pro, whatever they call it. Yeah, MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation got a reformulation and they removed the talc. And when I first heard the news about this, y'all, my heart literally broke into a million pieces. Because this has been a product that I have used and loved and sworn by my entire makeup life. And never would I have imagined a life without this powder, because it's just a powder that's always been there. No matter what other powders I try, I know I can always come back to this. And I hold the same love for MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, which I believe also has talc in there. So if this is an indication of the future of makeup, then I already know I need to go get backups of my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, because this is literally my #1 and Studio Fix powder is my #2. But I use them for 2 completely different reasons. I loved Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation for so many different reasons. When I first started wearing makeup, you know, just foundation, I only wore powder foundation. And my original first powder foundation was the Lancome Dual Finish Powder, which I still love, but they discontinued my perfect shade. So I kind of started to venture off, and I always was a MAC baby. My mom raised me on MAC. Y'all, when I was a little girl, I would go with her to the MAC counters and I would play with all the makeup. And this is one of the first products that I ever put on my face. I would wear it by itself and just give a light dusting, and that would be enough coverage and enough foundation for me growing up. And so this has just been a staple in my makeup routine, my makeup arsenal. You look in any one of my purses, I always have one of these powders. You look in any one of my drawers, I'm using this powder. So this is just an OG product that I hold very near and dear to my heart. And so to see MAC reformulating this product and taking out the talc, this is giving us indication of what's to come in the future, because I consider MAC Cosmetics to be industry leaders. They are owned by Estee Lauder. But for me, whenever MAC does something, I definitely take heed and notice, because MAC typically are years and years and years ahead of everyone else in terms of formulation, in terms of trends. And so with MAC taking out the talc and the conversations in the beauty world being held about the effects of talc and how talc can affect us in different ways, I know that if MAC reformulated the powder, pretty much every brand is going to likely follow suit now or later. You know, we don't know when, but if MAC did it, just know that no other brand is safe. And I am a talc powder lover through and through. All of my favorite powders have talc in them because they give the blurriest, most beautiful, smooth, velvety effect. And y'all, I'm literally sitting here holding this powder because I feel like I really didn't get a heads up about this, because I don't have that many backups of this powder. So for real, I am really like emotional about this. So I went and I bought the new powder because I said, okay, well, let me try it out. I got the shade NC42. It's the same as this shade, NC42. I wanted to test out shade for shade, blow for blow. What is this going to give? I have the original on one side. I have the new one on the other side. I want to give it a very fair comparison today. This is my first impressions. Y'all, I could not open up this powder to test it out without doing a first impressions. Like, I could not bring myself to do it. So this this demo video is so intense for me, because I just never thought that I would have to deal with the reformulation of Studio Fix powder. I just felt like this was one of the products in the beauty community that would be here for 100 more years. Like, same, no reformulations. So this product getting reformulated it just shook me to my core. So I went out and I bought the new one. I do like the updated packaging, just straight off the bat. I think the packaging does look sleeker. I think it looks more modernized. So I'm not mad at the updated packaging. But what we will be discussing in this video and demoing is the differences of how the powders look and how they wear on the skin. So like I said, this powder does not have talc. Just looking at it, it looks different than the original one. Like I said in the demonstration portion, I feel like this one is a little bit more yellow. I've seen other people say that their color or shade does vary, so I would recommend going to the MAC counter and testing it out, or going to Ulta and just putting your hands on the products instead of just blindly buying based on the fact that you may have worn NC25 in the past. That does not automatically equate to you wearing NC25 in this new powder. So I would definitely recommend going to go and touch it, try it out before buying it. I also bought another shade. I bought NC40. I did not use this powder in this video just because I wanted to give straight NC42 versus NC42. Because I need to see the effects of this powder. I need to see how it wears. I need to see how it lays on the skin. I need to see how it reacts with the rest of my makeup. I need this powder to be a comparable replacement. Like, if you're going to be removing ingredients, I need the powder to perform the same, if not better. So this is very serious for me. Y'all, like I said, I'm a MAC baby. I grew up on MAC. This is one of those products. I probably purchased this 100 times. So this is a product that I know how it's going to perform. I know how it's going to wear. I know this product. Let's go ahead and get into the demonstration. I want to show you guys what the original powder looks like in comparison to the updated powder. Okay, and I'll do a wear test and let you guys see what it looks like throughout the day. I hope that you all enjoy. Let me know your thoughts on the reformulation. What are your thoughts on talc? I know that there are a lot of opposing viewpoints. Some people are here for it, some people are not. You know, looking at the conversations about talc, I can understand some people's apprehension, you know, about using it. But I feel like just with anything else, just like with, I don't know, alcohol, or, you know, anything else that might cause a little bit of detriment to you, just put a warning label and let the ones who want to use it, and let the ones who don't. You know what I'm saying? That's, for me, I would prefer that to be an option versus just taking talc away altogether, because I feel like that is absolutely where we're headed, and that is not going to be fun, especially when you get into loose powders for underneath the eye. Because, girl, don't be taking all this talc and stuff away that was giving us the blurred look as I'm getting older. Because, honey, the skin ain't going to be smooth like this forever. I need to have options as I age in this makeup game. And I feel like they taking away all the options at the wrong time. They taking away the options. They making the cameras better. I'm like, honey, y'all are not going to let me live? I'm going to tell y'all something. Let's get into this video. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope that you all enjoy. Now for the moment of truth, I'm going to go in with my original Studio Fix powder in the shade NC42. Okay. Put it on this side of my face. It blurs out, it sets, it gives beautiful coverage. You can wear it by itself if you want to. You know, it's a very versatile product that so many things can be accomplished with. I would use this a lot of times to bronze. I would get a deeper shade. You know, this has just been a staple workhorse product for me. And so, you see how effortlessly this just gave me a beautifully matte look, but not too matte. I still have elements of shine there, but I don't look super glowy, and this is going to lock me in and set me for the entirety of the day. This is what my makeup looks like unset. This is what it looks like set with the original Studio Fix powder with talc. This is the moment of truth for real. This is the new one. Now this one does look more yellow, so I am fully anticipating this being a little bit different of color. This shade is more golden neutral. This one just looks golden. I have another brush. Yes, I have two of these brushes. I want to go in fully fresh. This one already, I can tell you, does kick up a lot more powder. Okay. It's giving a nice radiant, almost kind of like finish. It's not as matte as the original one. It does have a little bit of a blurring property there though. I think it looks really pretty, you know? Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. I came into this fully anticipating hating this powder. This is my first impression of the powder. So I'm really sitting here studying the way that my skin looks, the way that my makeup is laying, how the original powder looks in comparison to the reformulated powder. And I think the reformulated side looks a little bit more airbrushed and flawless. I thought it was going to be a lot more radiant than it was. The kickback kind of threw me off for a second, but as far as the way that it lays on the skin, it looks a little bit more luminous, and it looks like it gave a little bit more coverage than the original one does. You know, I'm a type of person, I put on the powder and then I automatically spray with some sort of setting spray. No matter if it's a setting spray, finishing spray, Fix Plus, Urban Decay. One size, I like to set my powders down with a spray because I feel like it takes away the powderiness of the look. And with the newer side, I don't necessarily feel like I need that because it doesn't really look powdery to me. It took away the shine, but it looks more skin-like than the original one. And I'm telling y'all right now, I fully anticipated putting on this new powder and being like, nope, I hate it. MAC, what are you doing? But I'm really not mad at it. This is just the first impressions though, y'all. I am going to do a wear test and, you know, continue to check in throughout the day and let y'all see what it wears like. But initial first impressions, I think it looks pretty. The color range, I do think, like I said, I could tell in the pan, the new one was going to be a little bit more yellow. But on the skin, it does give me a touch more of like a sun-kissed look. For most people, if you do not have a trained eye, you're not going to be able to tell I have on two different types of powder, especially in terms of color. But if you do have that eye and you look closely, for me, I can tell that it's two different shades and two different formulations. So this side looks a little bit drier. It looks a little bit more neutral. This side looks a little bit more radiant and more golden. So let me finish off the rest of my makeup and then I'll come back and I'll let y'all see the overall. So I have my makeup completed. I think everything went on top of this powder so beautifully. I think it lays pretty. Oh my gosh, I feel like my skin looks airbrushed. Y'all, I'm going to get so up close and personal in this camera so you all can see. Because I'm just going to keep it real with you. I want you to see the difference. I want you to see any imperfection I have. Now, fair warning, I do not have large pores. I just don't. I don't have to do a lot of preparation with that. I know that I've seen some people saying that this powder emphasizes their pores. I don't have large pores. But what I do have is texture on my chin area. And that comes from me growing hair, plucking it, and then it creates these little bitty bumps. So if you're going to see texture on my face, that's where you're going to see it. Let me come up close and personal so you can get the lowdown. Y'all, this is a 4K camera, okay? So if you are going to be able to see any imperfection, you will see it in this camera. I do not have a filter on this camera. This is what I look like. Okay? So this is the new side. This is the original side. I think both of them look really good. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I am feeling that. This looks a little bit flatter. This looks a little glowier. Let me know what you think. As previously stated, I'm going to wear this around for the rest of the day. I'm going to do check-ins. I'll be doing filming on my iPhone 16 camera. So it won't be this quality until I get back at the end of the day and do my final check-in. But I want y'all to see. This is what we're working with. Hour 1. It's 12:05 p.m. So I will be gone for the entire day. But this is my starting point. This is what I look like. Y'all, I'm so nervous to see what this powder does because I really like it so far. And I want to continue liking it. Because if this is the future, I need to be as in love with this powder as I am the original powder. Because, y'all, I had that powder for my entire makeup loving life. This is a powder that I grew up with. And so I need to have that same attachment to this powder. I needed to deliver the same quality results. So I am going to closely be inspecting my face for the entire day. Like, this is the most intense and serious review and wear test of my makeup life. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't even think y'all understand how deep this is to me. So stay tuned, and I'm looking at this so cautiously, so carefully. Okay, so I will report back. Y'all, I am outside. It is so gloomy out, but I still feel like my makeup looks cute. I just went through the line at a fast food restaurant, and the girl was like, oh my god, you're so glowing, you're so pretty. I was like, thank you. I asked her which side she liked. She said she liked this side. Y'all, my eyes acting a fool. Like, as soon as I come outside, just won't let me be great. Hold on. Okay. So if you see some missing makeup right there by the end of the day, that's why my eye is acting a fool. But anyways, this is the side with the new. This is the side with the old. I asked my boyfriend too. I said, which side do you like? He was like, I like this side. This side is looking dry. I'm like, it don't look dry. He said, yes it do. I said, okay. I didn't ask you all that. I just said, which side do you like? But anyways, this is me. It's been about an hour since I first put it on. OG, new side. I think the new side is not going to keep you as matte, but it gives you that glow, okay? So this is me outside. Dang, you can see all of that. All of that, okay? All of that. Y'all, I changed my clothes. I am a person who will change their wardrobe, I don't know how many times in a day, because it was very hot and sunny when I first left, and then it started hailing out of nowhere, and then it started like this downpour, and it got a little breezy, and then now it's cold. So you know, I live in Tennessee, so the weather will do that. It will be snowing, and then it will be tropical weather the next day. We have very much so bipolar weather. But it's been 12 whole hours almost. It's 11:51 p.m. I started this at 12 p.m. So if I wait maybe like 9 more minutes, I could just squarely say it's been 12 hours, but I don't have that type of time. Y'all know it's been a long time. Today has been a long day. I've had a good day, but I've had a long day, and this is what my face looks like. I want to zoom in and let y'all see all up close and personal, just so you guys can, you know, just get the nitty gritty. Why you all in my grill? Okay, so y'all all up in my face. Let's just cut to the chase. The new powder is not going to hold you if you have extremely oily skin. Y'all see my skin is very glowy on this side. This side is more matte. It's been 12 hours. Like the difference is clear. You see it. I have normal skin. I don't get that oily. It wasn't super hot today. There was a lot of different changes in the weather, but still, this is what we're going to look like going into summer. The original powder is going to keep me more matte for longer, and that just is what it is. I didn't spray any setting spray on purpose because I wanted y'all to be able to see the powder for what it is, not for what it could do when manipulated. No, it is what it is. I wanted y'all to see it. I like the new powder, but y'all see what this new powder is doing. If you have a lot of texture, this new powder may emphasize it. I don't have a lot of texture on my skin. Like I said, I have texture a little bit down here, and I can say the original powder is going to blur it a little bit better because that talc does that. Without the talc, you're going to get a lot more glowy, a little bit less blurred. But overall, I do like the powder. It's not a bad powder. I fully expected not to like the powder, for sure. Like, I was like, yo, how am I going to explain how devastating this is to me? But all in all, I don't think the powder is bad. I actually really like it. And it gave me a lot more coverage than I thought it was going to. And it smoothed me out a lot better than I thought it was going to. So I am pleasantly surprised at the way that the powder performs. Does it replace the original one? No, it doesn't, because it's not the same. You took out something. But do I like the powder? Yes. I like the powder on its own. In comparison, it's hard to compete where you don't compare. Without the talc, there's no competition. You know what I'm saying? It's a different powder. It serves a different purpose. And it's going to work for different people. So if you have dry skin, the new powder, you're going to love it. If you have mature skin, the new powder, you're going to love it. If you have super texture skin, or if you have super oily skin, you better grab onto that talc while you can. Fight for your life and find some talc having powder. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. But overall, I like it. Let me zoom back out. I feel like I look like Oprah right now. You know, Oprah has her middle part, big old fluffy hair, and her glasses. I just need to pull them down a little bit more. I am Oprah. Y'all feel like Tanya on the episode of Everybody Hates Chris. Has anybody ever seen that show? Where Rochelle, her mom, she was cooking with sausage that Julius had gotten, and he got it by the caseload. So they had sausage for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, and different variations of it. Like, they were sausaged out. And Tanya did not like sausage. So Rochelle kept trying new recipes. And it's like, Tanya, just taste the sausage. And she's like, I don't like sausage. Just refused to taste it. She had never even tried it. So she doesn't really know if she doesn't like it. But she just thought she wasn't going to like it. So she refused based on the fact that she was like, I don't like it. And her mom was like, girl, you never even tasted it. How do you know? She's like, just try it. She's like, no. So this goes on the entire episode to the point where Rochelle just basically just jumps on her. Like, girl, you going to taste the sausage. So she finally tastes the sausage. And then at the end she goes, it's good. Which infuriates her mother, because she spent the entire time giving her grief for not wanting to taste the sausage, and at the end she liked the sausage. And that is what I feel like right now. I gave myself, not y'all, but I gave myself grief. I'm like, I don't want to try that powder. I don't like that powder. I don't want that powder. I want my talc. I want my original powder. And then I tried the powder out, and I like the powder. So let me know what you all think. Let me know your stance on talc. I know that it's a pretty touchy subject. There's a lot of division in regards to it. I know a lot of people are staunchly against talc, and you know, some of us is like, girl, put the talc in that powder, put the disclaimer on there, let me buy it. So let me know where you land in the comment section. I cannot wait to read your comments. And if you've tried the reformulation of the Studio Fix powder, let me know your thoughts on that. I will chat with you all soon. Smooches. Bye. Let me go do something to this head, honey. I'm probably just going to put it in a ponytail because it definitely got rained on today. Good night.